Welcome into All Things LA Real Estate. My name is PK Knoll, and we are heading out to Pasadena for the October real estate update. Happy Halloween to all of you out there. Pasadena, one of the best spots on the east side. Very desirable. They got great schools, great restaurants, tons of things to do. I got videos on all of that on my page, so go ahead and look back on that. We're going to get into everything real estate when it comes to the October numbers. We'll get into everything that's important. If you're somebody who's looking in the neighborhood, possibly a homeowner in the neighborhood and want to see how the market's reacting, we're going to get through all that stuff year over year, month over month. And at the end of the video, I'm going to break down a few homes that have caught my eye so we can try and find some value out in the neighborhood. Let's go. Looking into the current statistics out in Pasadena, a couple things in the real estate game that are certainly jumping out to us when it comes to the number. One thing to definitely take into account, we've seen record high people losing real estate deals while they're going through the financing escrow after an offer has been accepted. So make sure if you're somebody who's looking that you recheck with your lender to make sure you're still qualified for what you qualified, because rates continue to rise. But currently out in Pasadena, we do have 101 homes available for sale. That's pretty consistent. We've been staying between 90 and 110 if you've been following along. 33 of those homes have seen a price drop, so about 32%. Not at the red flag that it would be in past years. We're seeing a lot of homes price drop because essentially 33% of all deals right now are cash, meaning so many buyers have been priced out of the market with home prices staying high, rates staying high. So those people who need to sell their house for whatever reason are getting anxious. And another number here in a minute is going to show you exactly why that is. But the minimum side to get in the neighborhood right now is $600,000. You can get into Pasadena for $600K. That is incredible. We're going to break that home down in the last segment, so stick around for that. There's obviously a caveat. Maximum, the most expensive home on the market right now is $10,495,000. Average home sale price is $2.429, $233. We're continually seeing the average list price be in the $2 million, $2.3, $2.4 mark consistently. But the home sales, we'll get to in the next segment, are actually drastically lower. Days on market, 75 we were up to in Pasadena. That is a 22-day increase. That means we're seeing serious, slow progression in the neighborhood. It was 53 last month in September. We're up to 75, and we're going to see more price drops coming because of it, which could lead to some value for you if you're somebody who's out there looking, or if there's a home you've been interested in but you're not sure if you can afford it. You might be able to get in at or below the list price possibly and expect there's a chance that that home drops the price, because you get up to 75 days, right? Now we're starting to flirt with 2.5 months. You get up to 90. That's like 3 months of sitting. No one who puts their house up on the market had intentions of sitting for 3 months, right? They probably did it over the summer months trying to make the transition before school if they had kids, and now they've been sitting for 2.5 months. They're starting to get anxious. They're starting to just be willing to take whatever offer comes available. So it could be some value for you. If you're a homeowner in Pasadena, you don't have to worry about long-term appreciation. The neighborhood's going to continue to stay hot. It's going to continue to stay desirable, but you're not going to have the huge gains you've seen over the past couple of years. And that's probably to be something that's consistent, for the next year or two. We'll see how things go. It's pretty unrealistic to, to make progressions or make predictions beyond that. But that's what the numbers are telling us. If we take a quick look into October of 2022, we had 79 homes sell at 104% clip. So 4% over the list price on average. We probably won't get to that 79 number for this month. There's a possibility, but we're seeing consistent year-over-year declines continually throughout the east side, although we do have some positive information on that in the next segment. So let's do that now. Looking into last month. Now, when you're looking at real estate and you're making projections, obviously you want to go long-term, look at graphs, look at projections, look at, predictions in regards to some of that stuff. But what's most relevant is what's most recent, because if you're out looking in the market right now, you need to know exactly what's happening, what offers are looking like. And there's actually some positive news when it comes to the Pasadena market, especially if you're a homeowner, because last month in September, we saw 76 homes sell at 102% clip. So just 2% over the list price on average. So you're getting a little bit of appreciation from a general perspective off that number. Obviously, there's other numbers that affect that appreciation number, but that is a 27% jump month over month. So back in August, we only had 60 homes sell. In September, we saw 76. A lot of that can probably be, remarked to the fact that people who are sitting over the summer were ready to move on from their home, or we're seeing the days on the market jump. But we did get a good sales progression, which would probably affect what happens in October. We'll keep you updated, obviously, month over month. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested. The low sale last month was $490,500. That sold for $50K under the list price. So it's listed for $540, went for $490. That was a complete rebuild home. You're not going to get into Pasadena or really any neighborhood on the east side for less than $500K. The maximum we had a sale for $7.800, 916. That home sold for $300K. Absolutely gorgeous home. Sold for $300K over the list price. So it was listed for $7.5, went for $7.8. Average home sale was $1.665, 522. And we've seen that. If you've been following along with the channel and seeing the Pasadena updates month over month, we're seeing the average home sale be 1.6, 1.7, 1.8. The average list is usually, like we mentioned last segment, 2.3, 2.4. So that kind of is showing some consistency there. Basically, why is that happening is people can't afford to finance the high ticket homes in Pasadena, where they can, if they're adamant about living in Pasadena, to get into the school district, to get by Colorado Boulevard, the Rose Bowl, whatever the situation is, JPL. They are able to buy the homes that are a lower ticket in the neighborhood. So that's why we're seeing consistently the average sale price be, $700,000 less than the average list price because of the affordability issue, which we're, frankly, in decades low when it comes to affordability. But there are some opportunities out there. Days on market for the homes that sold was 26. That's very consistent. We usually see it between 15 and 30. If we look into September of 2022, we had 73 homes sell at 102% clip. So 2% over the list price. So maybe that's something that's very consistent for the month of September. Like I said, homeowners want to make that move in the summer, and maybe they're willing to take deals that are closer to their list price, where normal anticipation is you're going to get 4, 5, 6% above the list price and entice multiple buyers. But we're not in that market anymore, right? It was interesting from last year. That was down 25%. So in August, we saw 91 sales in Pasadena, and then we dropped down to 73. But one positive note, one of the few neighborhoods on the east side, is we actually had a 4% increase year over year, right? We have 76 from last month this year, 73 from 2022. So we did see an increase. The market is still moving. Obviously, 2022 wasn't a killer year as well. It's when we kind of first started to get into these high rates. But it's a positive light, and we'll take anything positive when it comes to the real estate game right now. Speaking of positive, let's go see a few homes that have caught my eye and see if we can find some value in the neighborhood. Let's go. Homes that have caught my eye. So we're going to get in the entry level. What's the minimum price to get in the neighborhood? We're going to look at PK's top pick. In this type of real estate environment, I try and find you a value play. Years past, it might have been like my nicest house, the best amenities, best neighborhoods. But I really want to stick to value while people are dealing with 7.5%, 8% interest rates in the market right now. And then we'll look at the top dog, see what the top end of the neighborhood looks like, and we'll give you some kind of plays back. So let's start with the entry level. We got 781 East Howard Street. It's just a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, only 480 square feet, but it's listed for $600,000. That is $1,250 per square foot. That is a crazy high price per square foot, right? We only have 480, so it kind of makes sense because you're not going to sell a home for less than 500 or even 600 in Pasadena. The photos are clustered. This is a probate sale, so unfortunately there was a death in the family. It got left to whoever the will associated to, so they're going to be willing to move off it quick, but you're going to have to put some work into it. The one huge positive when I look at these numbers, 7649 is the lot. That's a huge lot size for a 600K home. So maybe there's some opportunities to kind of come in and maybe build out and make this a bigger home, turn it into a 3-2 or something. If we look at comps, there was the home at 743 Howard. We touched on it a little bit over the summer, but it was a 3-1 1278. So obviously 2 extra bedrooms, 3 times the size. But it did sell for just over $1 million, I believe 1.005. So that gives you a 400K wiggle room if you have the money to kind of come in and maybe make some upgrades to the house, increase the square footage, and do some things in that regard. So there could be some value there. And then, the positive note on that side is you get to obviously have some major input on the construction of the new parts of the home. The negative is I wouldn't be doing this for the first time if you're not familiar with this type of project. I mean, not only are interest rates high, but all the building costs are very high right now. So if you are doing this for the first time, make sure you get with an agent who is very experienced in this regard. I'd probably advise against it. But if you're somebody who has, a history of doing these things, I have clients that I work with that buy homes and obviously renovate them themselves, take out the risk of the contract work, which is always the riskiest aspect of, any of these investment properties. So there might be some opportunities there. Great neighborhood. Most of the neighborhoods in Pasadena are. Let's jump over to PK's top pick. I do want to mention last month we did 677 Atchison. If anybody's following along, that was the one that we really liked the comps in the neighborhood, but it needed some work. So it's kind of like the same situation as our entry level Howard Street home. They put that home on hold. There could be a plethora of different reasons why they would do that. Maybe they decided they weren't getting the offers that they wanted, and they decided to do some of the upgrades themselves and get it back on the market at a better, fair price. Keep my eye on that, keep you updated on all that. But we're going to jump over to 581 Westover Place. It's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3255 square feet. It is kind of high priced, typically higher priced than I usually go when it comes to these PK's top picks. It's at $2.7 million, but it's a nice private estate. $829 per square foot. Typically, if you have great value, the home's really updated, you're going to see that number in the thousands, especially at a $2.7 million mark. So 829 is a number I'm very good with. The lot size is humongous, 15,235. It's in a cul-de-sac. That's always very popular, less traffic coming in and out of it, a little bit safer. Regency style home here. It's in the Southwest Arroyo neighborhood, which is an incredible neighborhood in Pasadena. Like I said, most of the neighborhoods in Pasadena, especially on the south, east, or west side, are absolutely incredible. This is in the Southwest Arroyo neighborhood. One thing that I love about this and what's super attractive is the comps. There was a 4-3, 31, 35. So we are a 4-4, 32, 55. This is a 4-3, 31, 35. And it's sold for $2.705. So just $5,000 over what we're listed at here. But if you go back and look at the pictures, that home was not even as close as updated as the home we're looking at here at 581. So I do anticipate this home to get attraction. It is in that tough pocket where there's not a lot of people who are able to finance that type of home. But my anticipation is that this home has some value, and I anticipate that it sees 3-4% over the list price. We will keep my eye on it. I'll give you an update next month as we jump forward. Let's finish off with the top dog out in the neighborhood. Last month's 1215 Wentworth. That's actually the top dog still when we went over it last month. So if you're interested in checking out the top dog, go back to the September update of Pasadena. It was listed for $11.5 million. They've done a price drop to $10.495 million. No real red flags with that home. We actually love the home. Obviously, it's an $11 million home, so it's a beautiful spot. But when it comes to that, you're really trying to attract cash buyers, right? There's not many people going out putting 20% down on a $11 million home. So, with the price drop, it's trying to attract in some other cash buyers and entice them to kind of come in and make the offer. But we're going to skip over that one and not get repetitive, and we're going to switch over to 407 Belmore Way. 6 bedrooms, 9 baths, 8769 square feet. It's listed for $9.388 million. New construct here. That's great. You don't get a lot of new construction in Los Angeles in general. $1,070 per square foot. Love that number for a new construction home in this top end perspective. $42,688. So great lot here. It's a modern craftsman home. It's gated. It's got a pool, great deck, even has an elevator at this home. So the one thing that I'm kind of keeping my eye on when it comes to this home, it's in the Prospect Park neighborhood, which is an absolutely incredible neighborhood. But a $9 million plus sale would be by far the highest in the neighborhood. In fact, the record right now for the neighborhood is only 5.495. That was in 2022 when rates were a little bit better. So we're going to keep our eye on this one. It might have to sit a little bit like the Wentworth home where, you're just not going to get finance offers on this, but we're going to keep our eye on it. I'll keep you updated next month, and we'll see if we get any action here. Thank you so much for watching the video. We do this every single month for almost every neighborhood on the east side. We're doing Pasadena, Silver Lake, Eagle Rock, Highland Park, Glendale, La Cañada, El Sereno, Cypress Park. The list goes on and on. So like and subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined. If you're somebody who's looking to purchase a home on the east side of Los Angeles or sell your home, I am happy to help out with you. Reach out to me. You can send me a direct message online, or all of my phone numbers are listed. Even if you're somebody who's hesitant with 7% interest rates, that puts us in the same boat. It always helps to start preparing for future opportunities because you don't want to miss the boat there. We will tread lightly. We will look for value, and we will get it done. I also do a ton of other videos. I get into the schools. I get into, the restaurants in the neighborhood. I get into the attractions in the neighborhood. I do some other fun videos like quick cribs. So once again, like and subscribe if you are so inclined. Have a great day. Be kind.
Yeah.